Welcome everybody to the 2021 open enrollment. So we're going to go over all of your benefits that are effective January 1st, 2021. A few things to cover. The medical plans are moving from Aetna to Blue Cross Blue Shield. The dental and the vision stay exactly the same. There are some changes to the employer paid life insurance and the voluntary products as well, and we'll go over those items. Your open enrollment starts today and will terminate on November 6th. Now, it's my understanding that the D2 system, the Paycheck Viewer portal, is now open and active with all the benefits ready to go in and sign up, with the exception of the MetLife voluntary products. Those are not on the system. What you will see on there is the medical, dental, vision, AFLAC will also be listed on there as well. So you can go in there and start enrolling as soon as you're off the call if you haven't already gone in there. Eligibility, so all employees who meet the eligibility requirements, aside from yourself, your legal spouse, domestic partner, or children up to the age of 26. As I stated earlier, these benefits are effective January 1st, 2021 until December 21st, 2021. During the 12-month period, you cannot make any changes to your benefits unless you experience a qualified life event. And on the screen, you'll see some examples: marriage, divorce, birth of a child, loss of coverage, things of that nature. You have 31 days from the date of the qualified event to notify your HR team that you would like to make changes or review your options. If you go past the 31 days, you will have to wait until the next open enrollment period to make changes. Any questions? We're going to go over the medical plans. Like I stated earlier, they have changed now to Blue Cross Blue Shield. So we mirrored the plans as close as possible. They are also the national network, which means it's a large network in the United States. It has the Mayo Clinic in the network and Phoenix Children's Hospital in the network as well. So this first plan here, it's a PPO 2500, 2500 being the individual deductible and 5000 being the family deductible. Now, if you should meet that deductible in a calendar year, you're going to go into that co-insurance or cost share with Blue Cross Blue Shield. You pay 20% of charges until you meet that out-of-pocket maximum of either $6,350 as an individual, $12,700 as a family. Keep in mind all of your point of service fees, charges, co-insurance deductible, co-pays, pharmacy, doctor visits, all go towards meeting that out-of-pocket maximum. So if all you do throughout the year is maybe fill a couple scripts, go to the doctor every now and again, maybe use urgent care, all of that's going to go towards the $6,350. Now, on this plan, the deductible is going to come into play with major medical, such as inpatient, outpatient services, surgeries, and MRIs and CAT scans. That's when you're going to start to pay towards your deductible. If you just go in for your regular doctor visit, if it's a sick visit, you're just going to pay your co-pays. If it's your wellness, so under this plan and all of the Blue Cross Blue Shield plans, your preventative care is going to be covered at 100%. So not a pocket cost there. Moving forward on this plan, so as I stated earlier, office visits, it's a copay, so it's a $35 copay, and it's unlimited. You can have as many visits as you would like. That also includes your walk-in clinics to the CVS, Fry's, etc. So all those walk-in clinics are also going to be a $35 copay. Your specialists are going to be a $60 copay, and you can self-refer to specialists. Urgent care is a $75 copay, and the emergency room is a $250 copay. Keep in mind, if you are admitted into the hospital with that emergency room visit, more than likely they will waive that $250, but at that point you start to pay towards your deductible. Any questions? Okay, pharmacy, you have some copays here. Typically, the pharmacies for those generic drugs have, like Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Fry's, they have those $4 generic drugs. Keep in mind, you're always going to pay the lesser of. So if it's a $4 generic, you're not going to pay $10. You're going to be paying the $4. So it's either $4 or $10 for the generic. Your brand name medication is going to be a $35 copay, and your non-preferred medication is going to be $60 or $120, depending on the type of medication it is. Now, if you're currently taking anything that's considered a specialty type medication, infusion type therapies, those are going to be on 4 additional tiers. So technically you have 8 tiers under Blue Cross Blue Shield, 4 for your regular medication and 4 for the specialty drugs. If you have a question in regards to where your particular prescription falls, you can send me an email and I can send you the formulary link. Also, the summary benefit of coverage that everybody received, you can see where the 4 additional tiers are for the specialty medication. Any questions on this plan? Okay, next we're going to go to the PPO 3500 high deductible health plan. This is the plan that qualifies you to open a health savings account or an HSA. So if you're enrolled in an HSA today and you want to continue to be enrolled in an HSA, this is an option. You do not need to open a new account with UMB Bank. That account rolls over. You just need to advise what amount of pre-tax dollars you want to go into that account. So this plan is 100% deductible first. So anyone enrolled, yourself and family members or dependents, you are subject to that deductible for all visits with the exception of preventative care medication, and FDA-approved contraceptives. Those are all going to be with no out-of-pocket expense under a high deductible health plan. Very important there. So the way this plan works is you still show your ID card to your providers, your facilities. They're going to charge you the contract and negotiated rate with Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're going to pay that until you meet that deductible of either $3,500 for an individual or $7,000 for the family. Once you meet that deductible, you're going to go into that cost share with Blue Cross Blue Shield until you reach that maximum out of pocket. So your pharmacy, your regular pharmacy, doctor visit, sick visit, urgent care, emergency room, therapies, those are all going to be subject to deductible first. Again, just want to reiterate what is not going to be subject to your deductible is your preventative care drugs, and FDA-approved contraceptives. Everything else is going to be subject to the deductible. Any questions on the high deductible health plan? Okay, we have a few more plans to go over. So we have another high deductible health plan. This is a $5,000 high deductible health plan. It works exactly the same way as the other plan. So here the deductible is a little bit higher, $5,000 and $10,000 for a family. And then your out-of-pocket maximum goes to $6,350 for an individual and $12,700 for the family. Same scenario applies. You pay first dollars for all services with the exception of that preventative care, preventative medication, and FDA-approved contraceptives. Everything else is going to be subject to your deductible. So the previous plan and this plan allows you to open up your health savings account, put in your pre-tax dollars into that account for yourself and your dependents, and that's what you utilize to pay for these services. You can pay for the medical, you can pay for the dental, you can pay for the vision. There's a list of things that you can use those HSA dollars for. The next plan here is the PPO 6350. So this is a 6350 deductible for an individual, 12,700 for the family. Once you meet that deductible on this plan, you've also met the out-of-pocket maximum. So this plan does have copays, so it's not an HSA qualified plan, but it is going to be a higher deductible. So $25 copay for your regular doctor visits, your walk-in clinics, specialties is $50. Urgent care is $75 and emergency room is $250. So on this plan, you have copays for all services, obviously with the major medical, inpatient, outpatient surgeries, doctor visits to those hospitals, MRIs, CAT scans, those are going to all be deductible. Everything else is going to be at a copay. So also on this plan, you have copays for your pharmacy before the deductible. So you have either the $4 or $10 generics, $35 for your preferred brand name medication. Your non-preferred brand is $60 or $120. And then again, you have 4 additional tiers for your specialty drugs. Again, that's going to be in your summary benefit of coverage that went out to everybody. Keep in mind, all 4 plans, you have telemedicine also. It is moving to Blue Care Anywhere is the name of it. Today it's called TeleDoc. Moving forward, it's Blue Care Anywhere. And right now, and at the beginning of the year, until further notice, all telemedicine visits are free with no out-of-pocket cost for regular doctor diagnostic visits, counseling, or psychiatry under Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Anywhere. So that's an enhanced benefit. Another huge benefit for your non-high deductible health plans is your diagnostic lab work and x-ray is now going to be an office copay. So if you go into your specialist, for example, on this plan, the 6350, and your doctor orders lab work for a diagnostic, for a diagnosis, you will pay a $25 copay for those services versus deductible. Same applies if you go to a specialist and they order lab work, you're going to pay that $50 copay in the specialist office. Anybody have any questions on the plans? Okay. I'm going to continue to move forward. So we're going to go over the health savings account information. So you have two high deductible health plans to choose from with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So you have the PPO 3500 or the PPO 5000. So you have both of those plans to choose from. In order to open an HSA account or continue to contribute to your HSA account, you must be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. A couple of other caveats here. You cannot be enrolled in a non-high deductible health plan. So if you're covered under a spouse or domestic partner or have TRICARE or Access, where you have copays associated with that plan, that excludes you from being able to open and contribute towards an HSA account. Also, if you're enrolled in any part of Medicare, you may be Medicare age, but not enrolled in Medicare, which still allows you to contribute towards your HSA. But once you enroll in any part of Medicare, you're now excluded from the HSA pre-tax dollars going in there. And then finally, you cannot be claimed as a dependent on somebody else's tax returns. So very important on those items. If you qualified, the other three bullet points don't apply to you, you may enroll in the high deductible health plan and select pre-tax dollars to go into your HSA account. Now those dollars going into that HSA account, that's your money. It stays with you, goes with you, rolls over year over year. As long as you continue to be enrolled in the high deductible health plan, you can continue to add money to that HSA account. Now, there are maximums set by the IRS. So for the 2021 plan year, that goes up to $3,600 for an individual, $7,200 for the family. Now, under IRS rules, a family is considered one plus. So could you be yourself and a child or a spouse or an entire family? Now, keep in mind, if your spouse or domestic partner is also enrolled in the high deductible health plan and you file taxes together, you have to divide that $7,200 amongst both of you. Also, if you're 55 plus, you can add an additional $1,000, making it $4,600 and $8,200. They call it the catch-up provision because once we get to Medicare age and we enroll in Medicare, we're no longer able to put money into that account, but then we can start using it for Medicare premiums and withdraw for medical necessities without any penalties. Does anybody have any questions on the HSA?
I just want to confirm, if somebody chooses to not, I'm in an HSA right now, but I choose to be in another plan, the money I have in my HSA account right now, I can still use.
That is correct. So to Susie's point, if you enroll in a non-high deductible health plan or a copay plan and you have dollars sitting in your HSA account, you can utilize those dollars for your medical, dental, vision for yourself and dependent. You just can no longer add, but you can utilize the funds. Okay. Next is your flexible spending account. So the flexible spending account pairs with the non-high deductible health plan. So you have two that are high deductible health plans. So let's go with an HSA. The other plans you can enroll in the flexible spending account or FSA. You may also enroll in the FSA without electing any medical coverage or dental or vision. You may waive all coverages and still enroll in the FSA. So again, these are pre-tax dollars that you set aside in the calendar year to use towards your services for yourself and dependents. Now, unlike the HSA, for the FSA, whatever amount you elect, it's front-loaded on this Visa card. So if you're enrolling for the first time in an FSA, you will get this Visa card in the mail, and once you receive it, the full amount that you've elected will be on there to utilize beginning of the year or throughout the calendar year. And then it will be payroll deducted for the rest of the calendar year. If you leave the company you forfeit whatever money is left in that account. It does not go with you. Also, at the end of the current plan year, for example, in 2020, December 31st, if you have anything in excess of $500 in your flexible spending account, it will be forfeited. You also have to enroll year over year in an FSA. It does not roll over. You have to make annual elections. Again, these are pre-tax dollars you can utilize for yourself and your dependents for co-pays, services, etc. Any questions on the flexible spending account? Okay, you also have the dependent care FSA. So again, pre-tax dollars to pay for daycare or elderly care services. This money comes out of your check pre-tax, goes into an account, and you utilize those funds to pay your providers or pay yourself back. Okay, this is a Blue Care Anywhere I mentioned earlier. If you enroll in your dependents into the Blue Cross Blue Shield medical plans, this is now going to be your telemedicine provider, Blue Care Anywhere. I highly recommend once you get your Blue Cross Blue Shield ID card in December or first of the year, that you go onto the website, enroll, and have your information in there, and then download the app to your telephone so it's ready to go when you need it. Again, as far as I know, until well into next year, I haven't received news otherwise, medical counseling and psychiatry via the Blue Care Anywhere app or telephone is at no cost, and that's for all plans, all members enrolled. Any questions? Okay. Dental, we're going to go over the plans that are available. So no changes to these plans either in services or cost. So the PPO plan is your typical dental plan that gives you an allowance to use towards your dental services for yourself and any dependent enrolled in the plan. So this PPO base plan, you have an annual maximum of $1,500 to use towards your dental services. Your preventative care is going to be covered at 100%. That's your cleanings twice a year. Also, if you have a medical condition such as coronary heart disease, you get a third cleaning at no cost. And it is going to be on the honor system, which means the provider or the dentist does not need to see any medical information. So if you need to use the basic services, that's going to be like a cavity or emergency doctor visits, things of that nature. That's going to be covered at 80%, and you pick up 20% of the cost, and you will be subject to a one-time deductible of $50 as an individual or $150 as the family. Okay, very important there. Now, major services, that's going to be your endodontics, periodontics, implants, dentures, things of that nature, major services. That's a 50-50 cost share between yourself and Delta Dental. Now, if you have not paid the deductible before or during the calendar year, you will be subject to it with that service. So again, it only applies once a year when you use either basic services or major services. If you only go in for your cleaning twice a year and you never utilize these major or basic services, you will never have to pay that deductible. The annual maximum, like I said, is $1,500, and then you get an additional $1,000 to utilize towards child orthodontia, and that's going to be a lifetime benefit. Any questions on this plan? Okay, the next plan is the DHMO plan. So this plan does not have a deductible. It does not have an annual maximum. It does, however, require you to select a primary dentist and stay with that dentist. And that dentist will be in charge of coordinating your services. If you need to go to a specialist, an oral surgeon, or orthodontics, they will be in charge of coordinating all of that care. So you have your cleanings twice a year at no cost to you. Additional cleanings are going to be $40, and then everything else is going to fall under a fee schedule. So it's driven by a dental code, and we'll get to those codes shortly. It's driven by a dental code, and then you just follow along that dental code, and whatever the dollar amount associated with that dental code is, that's what you're going to pay. It's not a allowance, it is your charge. So we'll go over those codes here shortly. We're going to go over the rest of the dental plans. So you also have the option to enroll in 2 other Delta dental plans. So Buy-Up Plan 2 is still an annual maximum of $1,500. The main difference between the basic and the Buy-Up 2 is some of the services that were in major now go to basic. So now the endodontics, the periodontics, those all now go into basic services and covered at 80% versus 50%. So that's what you'll see the major change. And then the other big change is now the child orthodontia jumps to $1,500 versus $1,000. All other services are going to be exactly the same with the Buy-Up plan. So you get a little bit more coverage in basic services, and you get additional $500 for child orthodontia. Now your Buy-Up 2 plan, some changes here. Now your annual maximum goes up to $2,000, and then that orthodontia benefit goes to $2,000 for children and adults. And as you can see, the basic coverage amount now goes up to 90%, and now it covers a lot more services that were previously under major, now are going to fall under that basic service. And then your major services, you get 60% coverage versus 50%. So there's some additional benefits for you here. All other services are going to be the same. We did include the benefit summaries for each of the dental plans so you can do a side-by-side comparison and determine what plan is going to best fit you and your family needs. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, this is the actual DHMO list. There's a multi-page document. Everyone should have received it in their email as well. And again, every treatment is based on dental code. So under the first section here, diagnostics, so most of these items are going to be at no cost to you. As you go through the pages, you'll see everything under the sun listed, including teeth bleaching, implants, dentures, orthodontia for children, for adults, cavities, multi-surface cavities, just everything that you can imagine is going to be listed in that fee schedule. Now, as you look at here on D8090, that's the adult orthodontia, that's $2,100. That is your out-of-pocket cost. That is not a benefit towards, that is your out-of-pocket cost. So it's really good benefits. If you think you're going to need some services and you'd like to use your FSA or HSA dollars for these services, you may do so. Any questions so far on the dental? Okay, so next we're going to go over the Delta Dental app. So they also have a phone app, or you can log into the website. So the website provides information on how to change your providers for the DHMO program, because you can do that at any time. You can download the app and have your ID card, how much of my benefit have I used, or find providers. It's very convenient. Next is the vision plan. So no changes to the current vision plan. Everything stays exactly the same. It's the Insight network. So the exams are available every 12 months, and that's to the date. For example, if you went on July 1st to get an eye exam, you do have to wait until July 1st, 2021 to get that next eye exam. So it's a full rolling 12 months. And that's going to be at a $10 copay. Your frames, again, available every 12 months. You have a $120 allowance to utilize towards those frames, and then a 20% discount above the $120. Your plastic lenses, single vision, bifocal, or trifocal, are going to be a $10 copay. Contact lenses, also available every 12 months in lieu of the lenses for your glasses. You have an $80 allowance to use, and then a 15% discount, anything above the $80. And then any medically prescribed contact lenses are going to be covered at 100%. Keep in mind when you go into the website for iMed or Delta Dental that you select the Insight network. Any questions? Okay, next we're going to talk about the life insurance. Now, the company does provide $50,000 of life insurance for all employees. I just resent Susie a new beneficiary form. The first one that was sent out is very cumbersome and there's a lot of pages. So the one that I sent out just before the meeting started, if you can complete that one for the employer paid life insurance. So it's $50,000 of life insurance, life and AD&D. So if you pass away due to an accident, it doubles to $100,000. And that's what your beneficiary would receive. So very important to get that completed and sent back to us, please. So the life insurance is changing to MetLife. Couple of changes here. Now all employees working 20 plus hours are eligible for the voluntary life. It is still 5 times your annual earnings up to $500,000. Now those annual earnings are going to include your base salary, commission, and bonus. So that can all be lumped together. Guarantee issue stays the same at 5 times annual earnings up to $200,000. And then guarantee issue for a spouse is $25,000 and for children is $10,000. And that's always going to be at a guarantee issue. And then another big benefit with the MetLife is there is no reduction in benefit, which means today under Unum, as we start to age, the benefit starts to diminish. Here, you will have the same benefit that you enroll in for the lifetime of the policy. Any questions on the life insurance? Okay. Short-term and long-term disability, it's also moving to MetLife. So the short-term disability, same scenario here. It starts on the 14th day of hospitalization, illness, or accident. The benefit covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings. And again, your pre-disability earnings are now going to be your base salary, commissions, and bonus. That's all gets lumped together, and that policy is up to $1,000 a week. Duration is 11 weeks, and the pre-existing limitation is 312. All of those that are already enrolled, you have met that pre-ex, so you don't have to worry about that with MetLife. Long-term disability, again, it starts after the 90th day or at the termination of the short-term disability. Again, 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $7,500 a month. And this policy lasts until normal Social Security retirement age or age 65. And again, that 312 pre-existing limitation. Any questions on the disability products? Okay, the EAP, so you have 2 employee assistance programs. The first one is with Support Link. This is available to all employees regardless if they enroll in any of the company benefits or not. There is a flyer also that went out for everybody. And it's, gives you instructions on how to access the website and what types of services and benefits are available. Other than the counseling services, there's like a concierge service as well, discount programs for yourself and all of your family members. The EAP program under Support Link does provide 3 face-to-face or Skype visits per incident. It is 100% confidential. No one gets any information as to who or why a phone call was placed. That's very good. And I highly recommend going to the website because they have a lot of information, videos on wellness, videos on exercising, yoga, a lot of things you can do from home or from the office to kind of take a little tension off due to the current, world situation. The other EAP you have is now through MetLife, since you do have employer paid life insurance. And it provides not only the service for counseling, but it also has planning, will preparation, grief counseling, funeral planning assistance, and travel assist. So if you travel 100 miles outside of your home zip code, the travel assist can help you navigate. If you lose your wallet, if you're outside the country, need medical attention, they will help you navigate through all of that. Any questions on the EAP? Okay, Aflac. So as you're going through the portal, the D2 portal, the Paycheck Hero portal, you will see the Aflac information listed in there. So we are moving to a group level Aflac policy, which you will find to be less expensive than what you're paying today. You may receive an email or a phone call from an Aflac representative advising you that your policy for accident is this much today and where it's being transferred over to the group policy, and you'll see some savings there. So very important there. Now, if you want additional information on Aflac, there is an interest form that was also emailed out. You can send that back to us, and then we can have an Aflac representative call you and go over the new plans and the pricing. So just really quick, the accident policy under AFLAC covers anything from a paper cut to broken bones and everything in between that you can imagine. It also covers children that are in organized sports, or even yourself, if you're a weekend warrior and go dirt biking, hiking, etc. on the weekends and you have an accident. As long as you see a provider and are able to submit something in writing from a physician, doctor, or hospital saying that you were treated for that accident, they will reimburse you a set amount. They also provide short-term disability. So if somebody's family planning in 2021, I recommend that you compare this short-term disability policy and see if it covers more and if it's better for you. Hospital plan. So if you're going to have that baby, you're going to be in the hospital. So this puts money back into your pocket. Critical illness for anybody with any family history of stroke, heart attack, cancer, things of that nature. This plan pays a lump sum up front and then continues to pay with treatments. So again, if you're enrolled today with AFLAC, you will probably see information in regards to AFLAC from an AFLAC representative, either telephone call or email, or when you log into the D2 system, you will see maybe your accident plan on there and it's cheaper. You can enroll that way and that'll override the current policy. Any questions on AFLAC? Pet healthcare, you'll see a small increase on here if your pet is enrolled. So I think it went up $1.40 for the 2021 plan year. So the United Pet Care offers discount services with veterinarians throughout the state of Arizona, and pretty much any pet is covered, any breed. There are no pre-X limitations. So if your pet is ill today and you want to enroll for 2021 to take them in, you may do so. So it's some really good benefits. You do have to go to the website to enroll. And when you go to that website, you can also check to see if your current pet provider or veterinarian is part of the network. And if they are, then you can start taking advantage of some discounts available. Legal Shield and ID Shield, so no change to these plans. The Legal Shield provides attorney assistance 24/7. They have contract review attorneys that are able to speak to you and give you some guidance there. They have trial defense attorneys. They can help you with preparing a will. They also have a list of legal form library that you will have access to. Identity Shield protects you against identity theft, so monitors your credit bureau, make sure that no one is trying to use your information. In the event that you become a victim of identity theft, they help in the restoration of your identity. Any questions? Okay, next steps, we do ask that everybody complete their enrollment form by November 6th. Submit your employer paid beneficiary form back to us as well, because we'll have to keep that on file. If you have the Unum paid voluntary life today and you want to keep it exactly the same, you can use that MetLife form that's in your inbox and just fill in your information and this first section, and then section 5 is your beneficiary information, and you can write across the top, keep the same. If you don't know how much you have today and want to find out, you can email your CBR HR representative and she will be happy to let you know, or he will be happy to let you know. Any questions for me at this time?
I have a question. This is Sue Karaya. You had mentioned something during your presentation on one of the slides. You used the term portal. We're not using a portal for anything. I see a bunch of forms here. Is that correct?
So you should be able, so the same portal you use to view your paychecks, the form, the enrollment form, you can use it as a backup. If you can enroll on the portal where you view your paycheck, that's where I would go. That's where I would guide you to. But if you can't access the portal or you just want to complete the form, that is okay.
Okay, because I'm just looking at the forms and the information for the call today. I don't see a link to a portal anywhere.
So you would have gotten a separate email. I got a separate email.
Okay, super, thanks. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Susie.
I have a question about the beneficiary forms. If there's no changes to the current beneficiaries and any of this stuff, do we have to resubmit?
Yes, because it's a new carrier.
Okay,
and we
thank
need
you.
to have up-to-date information. Any other questions?
Is there a link that you can send us that we can go on and see who the doctors will be that are available in Blue Cross Blue Shield for next year?
So within the benefit guide, so in that email you got with a bunch of attachments, there's one labeled benefit guide. In the benefit guide, and I could bring it up here, just bear with me and I'll bring it up so we can go through it together. So I think, let me just grab it here, it's available. And let me know when you can see my screen again. Okay, so this is called the benefit guide, and it's part of the attachments in your email. So it's a multi-page document. It's got a lot of information, and it's going to have everything that we just went over in the presentation. Your summaries for your medical kind of runs through them as well. And then as you go through here, and I think this is going to be page 6. On page 6, you will find the link, and it's a live link. So if you just hover over it, it'll take you straight to the Blue Cross Blue Shield page, and then you just select PPO as the network, and then you enter your zip code, the doctor's name, facility name, and it'll tell you if it's in the network or not.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, I will go ahead and stop the recording now.